We gotta keep that same energy. Jaime Munguia puts on a fantastic performance against John Ryder. I mean, he whoops this man's ass, dominates the fight, drops him multiple times, knocks him out. This is a great performance by Jaime Munguia, taking nothing away from Jaime Munguia. The guy is definitely a top 5 fighter at 168. I give a lot of credit to Jaime Munguia based on the performance. Much respect to Jaime Munguia. He respectfully calls out Canelo Alvarez right after the fight. So I think that was an excellent performance for Munguia. I would love to see him fight Canelo Alvarez. I think that would be a great fight. But make no mistake, I still think Canelo Alvarez is levels above Jaime Munguia. Even though I think Munguia is an excellent fighter, I think Canelo Alvarez is a better fighter. This is what I mean. Jaime Munguia is a good fighter. Canelo Alvarez is a great fighter. And that's the same with David Benavidez. David Benavidez is a good fighter. Canelo Alvarez is a great fighter. There's a difference between good and great. You got to understand the difference. That's all I'm saying. Now, I'm going to tell you this. Jaime Munguia looked fantastic, whooped this man's ass. You can't take nothing away from it. But you also have to realize that Canelo Alvarez beat the hell out of Munguia, out of John Ryder too. So let's keep that under wraps. And I'm going to tell you this, Jaime Munguia looks a lot better training under Freddie Roach. He looks like he fixed a lot of mistakes. Looked like he came with his game face on today. So he didn't have his thumb up his ass. He actually fought like a guy who really wanted to impress and show that he is an excellent fighter and he was worthy of a Canelo Alvarez fight. I would love to see Canelo Munguia right now because I think that fight makes the most sense for May. Then I would love to see Canelo Benavidez for September. I think those would be excellent fights back to back. I would love to see it. I would love to see it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Oh, man, we already got the haters in there. Emmanuel C. says, drop the link, Canelo lover. First off, you call me a Canelo. Take off your little brother's shirt. I mean, golly, how you going to get on my live stream talking at your ass, talking trash to me, and you got on that tight-ass shirt with your titties showing? How you going to get on here with your titties showing and a tight-ass shirt? Go run a few laps, fatty. Look, I don't have time for this. These haters losing their damn mind. Losing their damn mind. Now, look, this guy's over here sucking on an elote, and I'm just trying to speak facts. That's all I'm saying. Jaime Munguia is an excellent fighter. I would love to see him fight Canelo. Nothing about my statement by saying Canelo's still a great fighter and level above Munguia. Beating John Ryder does not make him the same level as Canelo. It doesn't. If you think it does, you're smoking crack. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You can't be this stupid. You can't be this stupid. You can't be this stupid. Oh, my God. They say you got your toes. What kind of man got his toes in the water and you want to call me a lover? This man, look at the picture. This man got his toes in the water, his titties out with a tight shirt on. This is the type of guy that likes to slap his own ass during sex. This is the type of guy who moans when he wipes his ass. I mean, come on. We understand the type of guy this guy is. I mean, let's just keep that same energy. Let's keep that same energy. This guy don't want it with me. I don't think you know me like that, Emmanuel, to be on here talking crazy. You don't know me. You gonna mess around and get destroyed up here, boy. You're not ready for this. You're not ready for this. Lose the titties, get a bigger shirt, and get your feet out the water, and then we can talk. What are you talking about? My brother Hit Kid says, career best performance by Munguia. Kudos. Shout out to Jaime Munguia, put together a hell of a performance, and I got to give him all the respect for it. The guy really did his thing. They said the C is for carnitas. Oh, man. Oh, man. My brother Michael Hernandez said, you said that Jaime Munguia was going to win by UD. Keep the same energy, dog. What energy am I not keeping? I said it was a great performance. And if I said he was going to win, what are you talking about? When did I say Jaime Munguia was absolute garbage and had no chance? If I said he was going to win, what energy am I changing? I still think Canelo beats him, whether he stops a Ryder or not. He's not going to knock out Canelo. Canelo does not fight like John Ryder. I mean, what are you guys talking about? I mean, this guy want to go suck on an elote. What are you talking about? Are you stupid? Are you stupid? My God, what's wrong with these people? What's wrong with these people? These guys are here. They're just slapping their own ass. What are we talking about? You guys needed these. You guys need to be destroyed. Salute to my brother Eugene. Thanks for the love and respect, my brother. Salute. Salute, my brother. Salute. Oh, my gosh. My brother Optimus Prime, salute to you, family. Much love and respect. Salute. Salute. Look, we just talking the Munguia fight. We talking Canelo. I would love to see Munguia Benavidez. I think Benavidez, I would edge him to beat Munguia, but I still think that's a dangerous fight for Benavidez because Munguia can crack and he might be able to drop or hurt Benavidez. I've seen Benavidez hurt by journeyman. So I always think that Munguia could be a dangerous fighter for Benavidez. I really do. I think for Canelo, I think he's tailor-made for Canelo. I think he's going to come forward. I think he's going to look to lay power shots on Canelo, who has a granite chin. And I think that Canelo Alvarez, this guy's a natural counterpuncher. He's an elite counterpuncher. He's going to capitalize on all the mistakes that Jaime Munguia makes. He makes too many mistakes. And defensively, he's extremely sloppy. Canelo is going to pick him apart. But I think it's a great fight. And I would love to see Canelo Munguia. I would love to see Benavidez Munguia. I think those are all excellent fights, personally. I think right now, if you're talking about a Munguia-Berlanga fight, I think Munguia beats the hell out of Edgar Berlanga, in my personal opinion. I don't think Berlanga wins that fight. I think he whoops his ass. My brother Tony's boating and fishing. Salute to you, family. Much love and respect. He said, what up, Nuke? Yeah, Munguia always comes to bang, and he's been like that all his career. You can definitely see Freddie's work with him, and also Canelo works him. But all credit to Munguia, great win. And that's all I'm saying. Jaime Munguia had a great win. We got to give him all the respect in the world for it. Much respect to Jaime Munguia. He put together an excellent performance. And, he's been putting in the work in the gym. He's been showing everybody that, hey, I'm ready. I want a shot. I'm letting my nuts hang. Let me get to these top guys. And he's calling out Canelo. He said he wants the belts. He wants the titles. And he went through a John Ryder where a lot of people thought John Ryder was going to beat him. So I give him all the respect in the world. I want to see him get a Canelo fight next. I want to see him get a Benavidez fight if he can get the Canelo. I would love to see those fights because I think those fights are intriguing. Now, I think Canelo's a great fighter, but Munguia's a good fighter. I think Canelo's a great fighter, but Benavidez is just a good fighter. I think that Canelo's still a step ahead of all of those guys, personally. That's just my opinion. Salute to you, my brother Carlos Rio. Salute to you, family. He says, people forget Canelo literally came off a hand surgery and fought in Mexico. Canelo could have stopped Ryder earlier, but gave the Mexican fans a great show. And I agree with that to a degree as well. I mean, the guy came off of a hand surgery. Not only did Canelo come off of a hand surgery, but even with all that being said, Canelo dropped him twice and broke his nose. What else do you expect? I mean, he dominated the fight. People just love to hate on Canelo. It's sad. He's a great fighter. He's a Hall of Famer. He's always trying to fight the best, letting his nuts hang. But yet people want to disrespect and hate on him while they cheer on fighters like Tank Davis, who literally fights nobody. It doesn't make sense. Boxing fans are hypocrites. Canelo Alvarez is a great fighter. He's constantly showing us that. And the fact that people hate on him makes no sense to me. Canelo Alvarez fought the Triple Gs of the world, fought all the top fighters that everybody's always wanted him to see. And now people are just talking out of their ass. They act like they don't know who Canelo is. My brother Eugene says Canelo will send Munguia straight to hell. I agree. I think Canelo stops Jaime Munguia at some point in a potential fight. And if he doesn't, it's still fine. I still think Canelo will dominate him. Think about it like this. Every fight that Canelo has had at 168, he's dominated. Think about it. Every single fight. Dropped John Ryder twice, broke his nose, whooped his ass. I mean, we know it. Canelo at 168 is simply a different beast. My brother G. Jesus says, salute to you, family. Thanks for the love and support. He says, at first, I wasn't with Munguia. I thought tonight he was getting fraud checked, but instead he showed his level and was the first to stop Ryder at 168. And look, all credit to Jaime Munguia. He put together a great performance. He's shown that he did make a lot of improvements. And I like Jaime Munguia. I think he's an excellent young fighter. And I'm really ready to see what he can do next. I'm really ready to see him challenge himself against the top fighters. No more of these little low-level fights, low-tier fights. Time to step up to the big boys. I want to see Jaime Munguia versus the Dimitri Bivol. I want to see him versus the David Benavidez, the David Morrells, the Canelo Alvarez. I want to see what Munguia can really do. And the only way to really see that is to test him against all of those top guys, those big names. We need to put him to the test. We put everybody else to the test. We got to keep the same energy for Jaime Munguia, and he did look good. My brother Carlos, salute to you, family, said, how good did Jaime look? I think on a scale of 1 to 10, I think he at least looked an 8 or a 9. The man dropped him multiple times, broke him down methodically, and stopped him. I think it was an excellent performance, maybe even a 10. I can take nothing away from Jaime Munguia, and I would love to see him fight Canelo Alvarez. I think that would be an excellent, excellent fight. And you know what? That would be a massive pay-per-view, especially in May. 2 Mexican fighters. That would be everything that we want. Everything. My brother Gail Martinez says, Nuke, what will the haters say about Canelo now that Jaime knocked out Ryder and Canelo didn't? They'll say that Canelo Alvarez is a fraud. They'll say that Canelo Alvarez is washed. They'll say that Canelo Alvarez is no good. They'll say that Canelo Alvarez is trash. And then if the Canelo Munguia fight happens and when Canelo whoops his ass, they'll turn around and make another excuse as to why that fight don't matter or it was a cherry pick, and they'll try to find another way to discredit Canelo. We understand Canelo haters are constantly digging in their ass trying to find an excuse to discredit him. We understand what those haters do. Those guys are not boxing fans, and they don't deserve attention. Salute to you, my brother. My brother, the Tomato Head, one salute to you, family. He said, you see how in the interview he was respectful, not like Benavidez team. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly how Triple G got the Canelo fight. That's how Danny Jacobs got the Canelo fight. Callum Smith. This is how a lot of guys get the Canelo fight, even Bivol. These guys are respectful. They're not going there talking out of their ass. They're showing a lot of respect, and they're saying it would be an honor and a privilege to get the fight. They're not saying, this guy is a pussy. This guy is running from me. They're not talking out of their ass. They're showing respect to literally greatness, a guy who's accomplished and achieved much more than them, and that's Saul Canelo Alvarez, the king of 168. So when you show respect, you get respect. My brother J Tab, salute to you, my brother. He said, do you think that Canelo Alvarez age will show in 2024? I don't think so. I think that even though Canelo has a lot of fights under his belt, I still think he's in his prime. A lot of people say Canelo has declined and he had this and he had that. I disagree with that. I think Canelo Alvarez went through a massive hand injury. He moved up in weight, changed his diet, just started jogging last year. You got to understand, Canelo Alvarez went through a lot of changes, and the public are not always aware of what's going on in camp and between camps. So they're not realizing that Canelo had an injury. They're not realizing that his diet changed. They're not realizing that he hadn't jogged for years and done any road work. They are not realizing any of these things. So when you take everything into account and you see that Canelo Alvarez just showed you in his last fight, he can dominate 12 consecutive rounds at 168. I think that Canelo Alvarez is still excellent. I think he's still elite, and I think he's still in his prime, although haters will always discredit him and say the opposite. But that's my opinion. My brother Anthony Alvarado says, I think Munguia can be hit and hurt. Ryder was coming on a bit in the later rounds. He got caught, though. That is absolutely true. That's absolutely correct. And if John Ryder can catch him, you telling me Canelo can't? We've seen Sergey Deverenchenko catch and hurt Jaime Munguia. So we know for a fact that Canelo Alvarez can. Canelo Alvarez is elite, and he's an elite counterpuncher. He would be a nightmare for him. We already know that. My brother Roger Roy says, another Mexican to hate for racist channel. That's all they're going to do is hate on Jaime Munguia, and they're going to come in here and talk about it and talk trash about Munguia. But at the end of the day, Munguia put together a great performance. And for all those racist channels, he beat Danny Jacobs. And, so at the end of the day, if you want to make it about race, you can't because you look stupid. But you know how it is. 8 rounds to 4. Haney says Munguia did what Canelo could not do. Well, let's see if Munguia can beat Canelo. Let's see that. Let's see it. A lot of people feel like John Ryder was a shot fighter talking about retirement before the fight, and Canelo Alvarez had already dogged him out in his last fight. So he wasn't coming off of any impressive wins. And Jaime Munguia wasn't coming off of a hand surgery. Don't be a dumbass. I mean, look, we got to understand. We got to understand. If you don't know boxing, if you're not familiar with boxing, you simply don't understand. My brother Ryder from LA, salute to you, family. Canelo versus Munguia in May. Canelo versus Benavidez in September. That is the lineup I want. I think that's the great lineup, and I think Canelo sweeps. I think Canelo could potentially stop Munguia and Benavidez in the same year. If Canelo's healthy, he's focused, he's ready, he's in shape, I think Canelo Alvarez has the ability, being a great fighter, to stop both of these guys this year. That's my personal opinion, and I'm willing to debate anybody on it. My brother Jaime E says Ryder was damaged goods. Chin was not the same after Canelo. That's what I've been trying to tell people. People are hopping on these nuts and they're getting confused. And look, let's just be honest. Let's be honest. John Ryder, he took a severe ass whooping and a broken nose from Canelo. The dude was just simply not the same fighter coming in, but we already know that. We already know that. I mean, look, at the end of the day, you know, this would be an excellent fight for Canelo, and I would love to see it. I would love to see it. 8 rounds to 4, Haney. It says Canelo fans are scared of Munguia right now. I don't see any Canelo fans that is worried about Jaime Munguia. I think that all Canelo fans believe that Canelo stops Munguia regardless. So that's just, this guy's just talking out of his ass. My brother Samuel Shaw, the fat bitch slayer. Salute to you, my brother. Much love and respect, my brother from another mother. My brother Gail Martinez says, who do you think Canelo's going to fight next? I'm going to tell you this about Canelo's next fight. I think Jaime Munguia is possible. I've heard the rumors about Jamal Charlo. I don't know if that's a fight that's going to happen or not. I know that Canelo has a signed contract with Jamal Charlo from last year when he pulled out, but they had already had a signed contract agreement. So at some point, that fight is going to have to take place. So we don't know what's going to happen, but we do know that he has a signed contract with Jamal Charlo from last year when Jamal pulled out of the fight. And now that Jaime Munguia has made a statement, maybe Canelo takes that fight. We shall see. I would love to see Canelo fight Munguia next personally. That would be the fight that I would personally love to see next. I think Munguia has put on a display. I think he's earned it. I think that'd be a massive fight for May. And I would love to see it stylistically. I think it'd be a great fight. My brother Marty says if Munguia can't beat Canelo, Pacheco versus Munguia, be massive plus. Can't get Canelo. Pacheco versus Munguia be massive plus. It's Golden Boy versus Matchroom. I would love that too. I think that would be an excellent fight, and I would favor Munguia at this point. I like Pacheco. I think he's an excellent young fighter, but Munguia looks like he's really thumping, but Pacheco looks like he's a better overall boxer. So we shall see Pacheco get his chin tested against Munguia, but at the same time, Munguia power looks legit. I think that would be an excellent fight. I would love to see it. My brother's certified church classic, not taking anything away from Munguia, but Canelo looked more chill and dominant against Ryder. Hoping Munguia continues to progress. Me too. I would love it. And this is kind of sad for Munguia in some ways because this is your first real step-up fight. At this point in your career, you should have been in Step the Hell Up. What are we talking about here? I mean, come on. Hold on. Julian Washburn says, when was the last time Canelo stopped someone, but he's stopping both of them in the same year? Yeah, okay. This is the same guy that roots for Devin Haney. When's the last time Devin Haney stopped someone, dumbass? When's the last time Shakur Stevenson stopped someone, dumbass? I mean, you sit up here nut-hugging those guys, but hating on Canelo. Canelo doesn't have to stop someone to be great, but I think stylistically, those two fights with a healthy Canelo, he stops them both. That's what I'm saying. I mean, this guy obviously doesn't know anything about boxing. I mean, come on, let's keep going. My brother G. Jesus says Matchroom and Golden Boy delivered while PBC just announced their fights for their first fights for Amazon event. How long till PBC gets dropped from Amazon? I don't know, man. I don't know. The Tim Tszyu versus Keith Thurman is a hell of a weird fight that really don't make a lot of sense, but we shall see what happens. My brother Alan C., your thoughts on the 140 division? Who's the best? Teofimo is the best fighter at 140 pounds, period. He's number one at 140, and there's literally nobody better at this point, period. I mean, we already know that. Teofimo's the man at 140. You got to respect it. My brother Anthony Alvarado says, I want to see Canelo versus Munguia in May and Benavidez in September. Is it fair to say that the beating Canelo put on Ryder took a lot out of him? Absolutely. When you get your ass whooped like that, you're never the same. And I mean, think about it. Guy breaks your nose, beats you down for all 12 rounds, and drops you twice. You're not going to come back the same fighter ever. That's why the guy was contemplating retirement. My brother, the haters, said, does Canelo go 2-0 if he gets Munguia and Benavidez? Absolutely. I have no doubt about it. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Canelo Alvarez is a great fighter. These Benavidez, Munguia are good fighters, but Canelo Alvarez is a great fighter. He's a level above them both. My brother Sanchez says Ryder was Canelo's leftovers. This is exactly what Benavidez should have done with plans. Facts. But nobody likes to keep the same energy. They like to talk about Canelo Alvarez. I mean, let's just be honest. Let's be honest. My brother Mike Trades. Nuke, my homie, just said Jaime beats Better BF. I like Jaime, but he would get killed by Better BF. I think Jaime can beat Big Charlo, though. I think Jaime can beat Charlo, but to say that he beats Better BF, your homie looks like he needs to put the drugs down and check himself into a rehab ASAP. ASAP. My brother Truly Israel, salute to you. He says you would rather see Munguia over Benavidez. Come on, brother. A lot of people are here, Canelo fans, or should we get Benavidez Cinco de Mayo? Now, salute to Truly Israel, but I'm going to tell you this. Canelo Alvarez and Benavidez have already agreed to move any potential fight that they have to September. So if they've already agreed to fight towards September and move the mandatory date to September, obviously Benavidez and Canelo are taking different fights early in the year. So if they're taking different fights earlier in the year and they're looking to fight in September, I have no problem with the Munguia Canelo and then a Canelo Benavidez. Personally, I have no problem with the Munguia Benavidez early in the year than a Canelo Benavidez. The Benavidez Canelo fight will always be saved for September because it's the bigger fight. And that's what Benavidez has agreed to fight Canelo in September. He has no problem with not fighting him on Cinco de Mayo. He has no problem with that. He has no problem with waiting until September. The fans shouldn't have a problem with it either. If Benavidez is okay with it, everybody else should be. Let's just be honest about what we're seeing here. I mean, look, we just keeping it $150 and some change. I mean, if we're going to be real, we're going to be real. Salute to my brother Noe. Salute to you, my brother. Salute to you, family. We got to keep the same energy, no matter who we're talking to, no matter what we're doing. And a lot of people don't understand that David Benavidez has already agreed to move any potential mandatory date with Canelo Alvarez to September. Jose Benavidez Sr., David Benavidez's father, has said that they would expect a Canelo fight in September. So I think right now a potential Canelo Munguia fight makes all the sense. Because men lie, women lie, but the facts don't lie.